The Hollow Creator Economy, AI Just Turned the Lights On. Read by FarrahFerris, Digital Representative. For the last decade, we've been living in a curated fever dream. We called it the creator economy, but if we're being honest with ourselves, and at Sassy Class Analytics, we're always painfully honest. It was mostly just a collection of very attractive people standing in front of rented, neutral-toned kitchens, selling us the idea of a life. It was a world built on aestheticized persuasion. You didn't need to be an expert, you just needed a ring light, a Notion template, and the ability to summarize a podcast you only half listened to while making your morning matcha. We thrived on empty metrics. Likes that didn't convert, followers who didn't care, and engagement that was really just bots talking to other bots in a digital circle jerk. Then generative AI walked into the room and flipped the light switch. Suddenly, the vibes weren't enough. When a machine can generate a perfectly aesthetic 60-second reel, write a heartfelt LinkedIn post about hustle culture, and design a minimalist brand identity in 4 seconds, the humans doing the same thing look, well, hollow. AI didn't break the creator economy, it just showed us how empty the room already was. Ingest, the architecture of the hollow economy. To understand why everything feels so flimsy right now, we have to look at the structural layering of the modern personal brand. For years, the barrier to entry for being a creator was purely aesthetic. If you could signal success, you were successful. This is what we call the hollow creator economy, a vanity project built on the back of extrinsic markers rather than intrinsic value. In this economy, content became a commodity. The goal wasn't to solve a problem or provide a unique insight. The goal was to keep the algorithm fed. This led to a massive behavioral skewing. Creators stopped being architects of ideas and started being decorators of templates. We ingested a diet of low-signal content. You know the type. 5 AI tools that will save you 10 hours a week, written by someone who hasn't used any of them. How I made $10K a month with zero effort by selling a course on how to make $10K a month. The authentic vlog that is color-graded more heavily than a Marvel movie. The metrics we use to measure success, follower counts and vanity engagement, were hollow. They were proxies for influence, not influence itself. We built a billion-dollar industry on the hope that if enough people looked at a photo of a beige office, someone would eventually buy a PDF. Apply the AI blacklight effect. When AI entered the chat, it acted like a blacklight in a cheap hotel room. It didn't put the stains there, it just made them impossible to ignore. The primary function of AI in the creative space is the commodification of the average. AI is remarkably good at being pretty good. It can produce a B+ version of almost any digital asset. It can write a blog post that sounds exactly like 90% of the internet. It can create an influencer avatar that looks more real than some of the filtered faces on Instagram. This is the Turing test for creators. If an AI can mimic your brand, your voice, and your value add without anyone noticing a difference, then your brand never had any substance to begin with. As Neil Stephenson pointed out in his critique of AI-generated content, there is a fundamental human element missing in machine output. Stephenson argues that when we engage with art, we are communing with the creator through the thousands of micro-decisions they made. AI lacks that history of decision-making. It's just a statistical probability of what the next pixel or word should be. However, The hollow creator economy was already making micro decisions based on an algorithm, not an artistic vision. Most creators were already acting like human LLMs, predicting what their audience wanted to see and outputting the most statistically probable aesthetic. AI just automated the middleman. Why pay a lifestyle influencer $5,000 for a post when an AI-generated model can do it for 0.05 and never complain about the lighting? The aestheticized persuasion model is dead because the cost of producing aesthetic has dropped to zero. Synthesize, moving from vibes to signal. So where does that leave us? At Sassy Class Analytics, we don't just point out the fire, we tell you how to build a better house. The death of the hollow creator economy is actually the best thing that could happen to real experts, researchers, and creators with actual skin in the game. We are moving from the era of aestheticized persuasion to the era of high signal authority. High signal authority isn't about how your brand looks. It's about the structural integrity of your ideas. When the pretty is automated, the substance becomes the only remaining luxury good. To survive the AI light switch moment, you have to apply structural layering to your brand. Invariant truth over trend hopping. Stop chasing the algorithm hack of the week. AI can out-hack you. Focus on the invariant truths of your industry, the things that don't change when the tech does. The communion factor. Lean into the micro decisions that a machine can't replicate. Share the failures, the messy research, and the why behind your work. This is the communing with the creator that Stephenson talks about. Synthesized intellect. Don't just ingest and apply information, which AI does well. You must synthesize it. Synthesis is the act of taking disparate data points and creating a new, coherent worldview. It's PhD-level thinking applied to casual platforms. The future of the creator economy isn't about being a personality. It's about being a node of high intelligence. People will stop following vibes because vibes are now a commodity. They will start following people who can help them navigate the noise. At FarrahFerris, Sassy Class Analytics, we believe that simple doesn't mean shallow. Simple is the result of deep synthesis. If you can't explain your complex analytics in a way that is sassy and accessible, you haven't synthesized it yet. You're just reciting data. The lights are on. The beige curtains are dusty. The growth hacks are exposed. Now the real work begins. Are you a decorator or are you an architect? Because the architects are the only ones who aren't afraid of the dark. Glossary of Terms. Hollow creator economy. Hollow creator economy. Define one download. A digital ecosystem where value is perceived through extrinsic markers, aesthetics, follower counts, vanity metrics, rather than intrinsic utility or expertise. Ingest. Observe the rise of the aesthetic-first influencer. Apply. Contrast with AI's ability to mimic these markers perfectly. Synthesize. Realize that true authority requires structural substance that cannot be automated. Aestheticized persuasion. Aestheticized persuasion definition. Download the use of visual vibes, curated lifestyles, and high production value to bypass critical thinking and build unearned trust. Ingest. Analyze how beige branding signals competence. Apply. AI commoditizes this signal. Synthesize. Trust must now be earned through logic and synthesis, not just filters. High signal authority definition. Download. A personal brand built on invariant truths, rigorous research, and unique synthesis that provides a high intelligence to noise ratio. Ingest. Filter out the growth hack noise. Apply. Use PhD-level structural layering in content. Synthesize. become an irreplaceable node of insight in a commoditized world. References: Stephenson, N. 2024. The Metaverse and the Creative Soul. Inspiration drawn from the concept of communing with the creator and the hollowness of AI-generated content. Sassy Class Analytics Internal Research, 2026. Behavioral Skewing in the Age of Algorithmic Aestheticization. Stay Sassy, Ach your Creator Economy, Ach AI Future. And High Signal, Ach Sassy Class Analytics.